My name is Matt Gardner, and for my professional development activity, I wanted to learn how to implement Google Maps API into an Android app. I've done this before on with iOS development using their native Maps app and bringing that into a project and placing pins on that project. So I was curious how that would compare on Android using their native Google Maps system. Um, so to do this, I initially went on to the Google developers website and tried to follow a tutorial that would show me how to do this. But unfortunately, I was implementing my controllers a different way, so I actually then had to go to Stack Overflow to follow a tutorial to figure out how it would work with my specific project. So the first thing that I had to do was come to the developers console and get an API key, which was a little different because on iOS you didn't need an API key because it was just using the phone's native Maps API. So I was able to get an API key for both the Google Maps API as well as the Google Places, so that I could pull up a list of areas based on a search request. And then what I needed to do was to create uh, my map view within the XML layout of the Android app. And then I created my activity or my fragment for those familiar with Android development. Um, at this point, we needed to create the actual map view, and then I pulled in a list of projects or a list of properties or a list of locations based on a Latin long that the Google Places gave me, which then brought me back a list of areas near that lat long. So with this list of locations, I was able to create a pin for each of these properties or locations, and then come into here and make sure that all those pins fit within the screen. So I'll show you that now. So we come into here and then using the Google Maps Places API, it brings up all these different locations that it recognizes. And with that, it gave me a lat long that I can search. And once I get my results, I can come to my map view, which then should create a marker for each place that it found. And then it zoomed to fit just that area. So that was what I learned of how to bring in a Google Maps project or a Google Maps view into an Android project.